So you can take some?
Welcome back to the Seattle Card Kid. This is episode 4 of our Seattle Mariners Game Day vlog series. This game took place May 16th, 2026. It was a salute to Armed Forces Day, as well as early entry for season ticket holders. Check it out. We made it into the stadium. As you can see there, what I did find to be a nice surprise was that hat you saw, the Salute to Service hat, was a stadium giveaway on this day. So always nice to get a surprise giveaway. These upcoming clips here are clips from the early entry for season ticket holders, the batting practice. This is a pretty cool event that they do for season ticket holders. You get to come in, I believe it's like an hour and a half to 2 hours or so before the general gates open. You get to watch batting practice with less people in there. It's pretty awesome. Myself, I haven't seen my home team take batting practice in years, so it was pretty cool to be in there. And one of the crazier things you'll see if you go to these early BP entry sessions is franchise legend and Major League Baseball Hall of Famer Ichiro Suzuki in full uniform, just out there shagging balls. It's a pretty wild thing to see. A few random clips of guys taking swings. It's two bullpen pitchers signing autographs there, Jose Ferrer and Edward Bazardo. Clip of Rob Refschneider taking some hacks. And then throughout this whole time, got players just standing all over the field, and the fans that are in there yelling for them to throw balls. You see Matt Brash running over one of the relievers, handing the ball off, and my wife got one as well. One of the relievers, Edward Bazardo, was standing there just behind us. She asked him in Spanish, and he tossed her the ball. It was pretty cool. Once she saw Jose Ferrer over there signing, she ran over there to see if she could get a signature from him, and she was able to make it to the front and get the ball that she just had tossed to her signed by one of the better relievers on the Mariners. So as you can see, Mariners batting practice now over. San Diego Padres taking the field, and they're just starting their throwing and stretching routine before the game. Got some shots here of Fernando Tatis and then the mob encircling, trying to get the autographs. You see wifey there holding up the sign. She was trying to give the assist to my nephew. He is really big on coming to the games before, trying to get there early to get player signatures. You could see him there in the Cal Raleigh All-Star Game jersey and the Dominican hat, trying to work his way to the front to get a signature from Tatis. But one of the things that really kind of grosses me out about this whole weird subculture of baseball is the autograph hounds. And you can just see like 70% of this group, of this crowd right here, is just a bunch of middle-aged dudes that are elbowing little kids out of the way to get signatures from the players. So that kind of grosses me out a little bit. That's why I stayed at the outer edge, because I just wasn't not super interested in it, and I get a little spicy when I see the big old fat 45-year-olds elbowing kids out of the way. So I stayed at the back there. Nephew was not able to get signature this time. He has got Tatis in the past though, so he wasn't too broken up about it. But here's a couple more shots, getting a little closer to the end of the Padres batting practice, and you got guys in there taking cuts, getting their cuts in before the game. Here comes the Moose, making his way down the line, and essentially what the Moose had been doing for 30 to 40 minutes was just out there trolling the Padres, but it looks like he's making his way back to the dugout, giving high fives to people. This is probably about 40 minutes before game time. Batting practice had pretty much wound up, so we went up to the third level to grab some food. And if you've never been to T-Mobile Park, Moto Pizza is a must. I got the Kissed pizza. It's got a couple meat styles on there, and then it's got hot honey on top of it, which hot honey is not a new thing, but does sound kind of weird. So if you've never had it, I would try it. It's good stuff. Some shots right before the game. You see wifey's trident there on the side. In the photos there, you can see one of the things I find to be kind of cool about the Salute to Service games is they have service members from different branches of the military line up with the players before the game. Here's a clip of a swinging strike on Fernando Tatis. He ended up striking out, but people were walking in front of me. I couldn't get the strikeout, so I got the swinging strike beforehand. And then we've got Manny Machado grounding out to end the inning. Or a photo of Julio Rodriguez walking to the plate before his first at bat. Ends up flying out, I think, to shortstop here in the first inning. Was able to get a couple recordings of Logan Gilbert striking some dudes out, and generally, as you've seen in previous videos, I am trying to record strikeouts. You gotta love the strikeout, and the audio that's played in the stadium in the background is just a nice aspect, so you can kind of get a little picture of the game day vibes in the T-Mobile Park. Here's another Logan Gilbert pitching, another at bat, and this is Jackson Merrill, I believe, swinging strike there. And then we get an eventual strikeout swinging of Jackson Merrill to end the inning. Logan Gilbert started pretty solid. As you may see here later on, that did not continue for the entirety of the game, unfortunately. Again, Gilbert pitching. I believe this is Xander Bogaerts at the plate. And this was kind of the beginning of a pretty rough patch for Logan Gilbert in this game. Fourth inning, Mariners already down 1-0. Get Xander Bogaerts with a single to load the bases. Miguel Andujar grounds into a force out, which scores a run. And then Nick Castellanos comes up and hits a 3-run home run. So fourth inning, Mariners down 5-0. This is one of the more exciting points of the game for the Mariners. Dan Wilson had enough, as you can see. I think he was a little bit irritated on some check swing calls that the first base umpire was either making or not making, and so he went out there to give him peace of his mind.
I don't even know what he's arguing about. He's not happy.
This was one of the few signs of life, unfortunately, for the Mariners in this game. That was why, for the majority of this video, Mariners clips have been pretty much exclusively pitching. There wasn't a lot going on offensively up until this point in the game. Randy Arozarena with a walk here. Pushes man to second. That'll give us 2 runners on here for the Mariners. And then we skip ahead here to the Cole Young at bat. I mean, this is 1 or 2 guys later in the lineup. And the young guy comes through with the RBI single. First run of the game for the Mariners. And Cole Young, he's had his fair share of cold streaks for sure, but he's having a pretty solid season for such a young player. Coming through there, bottom of the 4th, with the RBI single to give the Mariners their first run of the game. Scoring continues. J.P. Crawford with a home run. I feel like that a large portion of the games I've gone to this year, J.P. Crawford has hit a home run. Having a decent year at the plate, and not so great defensively. He's moved around a little bit around the diamond, but he's hitting for power. And that was bottom of the 5th. J.P. Crawford, the 6th home run for the Mariners, their 2nd run. Here's Josh Naylor getting on base. A couple photos there of the Hydros. We had the sparkly silver winning. And I feel like everyone who does a video vlog of the Mariners game takes these generic shots of the hot dog from heaven. This, though, was the closest I've ever been to having one come near me. Usually we're sitting in the outfield and they don't throw them in the outfield. But we were pretty close to being behind the plate. Had them all around us. The problem was there was a wire above us, and they were like hitting that or flying away. And there we have a hot dog theft in the Terrace Club. 7th inning stretch. Wifey's got the trident up, getting work in with the trident. As I said earlier, not a ton of excitement as far as the Mariners go. Just the in-game stuff for us in this game, for the most part, was the most exciting parts, sadly. We're coming closer to the end of the game. Another Julio Rodriguez at bat. And he gets on with a single. Starting the inning off well. The score still at this point was 5-2, and I wasn't feeling great because the Padres bullpen is very good. But Julio getting on base was a good start, and then he steals second. Josh Naylor at the plate, not having a great season offensively, especially at this point in the year. He was struggling pretty bad, but he always gives a pretty solid at bat, so I was hopeful. He didn't end up getting on. I wouldn't say everyone was feeling like we were going to win because we're still down multiple runs at this point in the game. But it was nice to see the offense finally putting up a little bit of a fight in the game, because for the most part, it had been pretty brutal offensively. Randy Arozarena, same inning, 2 runners on. Runners now are at 2nd and 3rd. And Randy's has probably been their best offensive player this year. He's just been pretty consistent for the most part. Even when he's not getting hits, he's taking walks and getting on base. And he's stealing a lot of bases, which he generally steals around 20 bases a year, 20 to 30, but I just feel like it seems like his stolen base total so far is pretty high in comparison to how it normally is. Shot up the middle by Randy. Hit it hard enough that the second baseman got to it, but he wasn't able to get a throw off, and another run scores for the Mariners. Now the shot of the Trident putting in work. And the nephew right there, sitting right next to us. Bottom of the 8th, Randy knocks in the 3rd run for the Mariners on that RBI single. Cole Young, again, doing it. Productive out, knocks in a run. The game was still pretty far out of hand, though, 7-4. And this shot here, this is it. Fast forward to the 9th. Josh Naylor grounds out to first base to end the game. A quick shot of walking out the defeated crowd. Unfortunately, it's been pretty rough for me this year as far as games I've gone to in person. Not many wins, but the scoring looked like this. Top of the 2nd, Gavin Sheets with a home run that gave the Padres a 1-0 lead. And then it was the 4th where it really unraveled for the Mariners. Miguel Andujar grounded into a force out, which knocked in another run. Nick Castellanos with this 3-run home run. So through 4, it was 5-0 Padres. And with the way the Mariners offense was playing at that point, it kind of felt like that was it. They did put up a little bit of a fight at the end, as you saw in the clips, but it just wasn't enough. Bottom of the 4th, Cole Young, we had that clip of his RBI single, brought the score to 5-1 San Diego. Bottom of the 5th, J.P. Crawford with his home run, 5-2 San Diego. Rodolfo Duran hits his first home run of the year in the 7th. That was a 2-run shot. Padres go up 7-2. That was all they were going to need. Like, the Mariners got some runs in the 8th, but it wasn't enough to overcome. You give up 7 runs, it's pretty hard to win. But, Randy Arozarena with his single to score a run, 7-3. And then Cole Young grounded into a force out, which scored another run, bringing the final score, San Diego 7, Seattle 4. Well, here was another episode of our Seattle Mariners Game Day vlog. Thank you for joining. Maybe in the future we will be able to see another win in person, but it's not going well so far for me. You're going to see a shot here of my in-person record is 1 win, 5 losses out of 6 games attended.
Hey, let's do Get Help. What? Get Help. No. Come on, you love it. I hate it. It's great. It works every time. It's humiliating. Do you have a better plan? No.
Not great. So hopefully that turns around here very soon. But thanks again for joining us. Seattle Mariners Game Day Vlog, Episode 4. Stay tuned for more to come. And if you liked what you saw, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. Thank you.